Hello, welcome back. In this video, we'll talk about representing text in Python and how texts are presented in Python. We're going to see that, and we're going to see what do we mean by the presenting text. Okay. So in Python, we use something called Unicode to present every possible characters that we have. Okay. So think about it like if you type any letter or if you type any number or even the characters that are invisible, such as a space or a tab. Okay, each one of these, they have a unique number. Each one of these characters, they have a unique number. We call these numbers a code point. So what is the code point for characters? The code point is just a numerical value, okay, that makes up the code space. So that being said, for each of these things, all these letters and characters, and even the letters uppercase and lowercase, they have different code points. Okay, so let's take a look at this table. Okay, I don't want you to remember this. You're not supposed to memorize the whole thing, but I'm just going to display it to you and show you what is the code point for each one of these characters that we have. Okay, let's start with the letters, for example, here. Okay, we have the letter A. What is the code point for it? Is 65. So we type it as A. Python, it takes A and it looks for the code point for it and convert this code point into binary and use that binary to be stored in the computer as a machine language. Okay. Also, we have different code point for lowercase a. These are different characters, lowercase a and uppercase a. The code point for the uppercase a is 65, for the lowercase a is 97, and so on and so forth for the rest of the letters. What about numbers? Numbers, they also have their special code points. Okay, again, the code point is going to be converted into binary, and that binary is going to be used to store the value of this character. Okay, and what about the other special characters that we have? All of them, basically everything that you have in the keyboard, it has a special character, or it has a code point. What about the things that we cannot see or the invisible? Do they have a special character or do they have a code point? Yes, they do. Okay, so if you have a null value, the decimal point for it is 0. Okay, so let's take a look at some other the keys that we have and what's the code points for them. Okay, return, which is the new line, it has also a special code point, which is unique, which is number 13, and so on and so forth. So this is how Python convert the numbers or the characters that you type into a code point, and this code point is going to be converted into binary, and then the machine will be able to understand it. Okay, let's take a look at this example over here. Okay, the character G or capital G has the code point 71 in decimal. Okay, and basically, how can I find out if this is correct? Let's take a look over here. Capital G, this is the code point for it. Can Python help me out to find out capital G or uppercase G has the code point 71? Yes, we have special built-in functions that we can use. Someone might ask, okay, what I'm going to use with that? Well, it's very important in certain applications or certain programs that you probably want to know what's the code point, and then you probably can add to this code point. For example, if the code point is 71, I want to add to it, for example, number 10. It's going to be 81, and then convert it back to a character. And now it's kind of doing encoding or encrypting your text, for example. Okay, so what are the built-in functions that we have that can help us to do such a thing? We have a built-in function called order or ord. Okay, and this one is going to return the encoded integer value for the string or for the characters that you have. And we have another function or another built-in function is called char or chr, and this one is going to return a string of 1 character for the encoded integer. So we pass to it at like a number, and it's going to give us back what is that character for that code point. Let's take a look at a couple of examples over here, and in these examples I'm going to use idle. I'm going to use the interpreter just because I'm not writing a big program. I'm just going to test them right away. Okay, so if I say character, for example 71, that will give me capital G. Okay, what about if I say char 68, that will give me capital D. Okay, what if I do the opposite? What if I use the order function? Okay, what if I say ord, and then I'm gonna say number 1, for example. It gave me an error because it did not recognize it. I have to put a string inside it. Okay, so let me go back again here and say ord. What if I say, for example, again G? Take a look here. Again, it did not like that. It needs a string. In order to make this function works, I have to put it between quotation marks. But don't forget to close it. That's one of the things about using idle. It does not really help you out with the syntax. Okay, now it gave me back the result. Okay, so what if I say ord, for example, capital P? The result or the code points for it is 80. So these are the 2 built-in functions that we don't have to write or to code, but we can use them. Okay, let's go back again here and talk about something different over here. We have something called escape sequences, and we already have seen them before, and we use them especially with the \n. What does the escape means, or the escape sequences? There is some type of characters that are invisible characters that we cannot type in the computer or in the keyboard and show it inside my string, the one I'm trying to print. But if I combine certain special characters with a \, that will give it a special meaning. Okay, just like I did before in previous examples of previous programs when I said \, and then followed by n, as you can see it over here in this example. What happened? Python understood this one as, okay, this is an escape sequence. This sequence means something. For Python, this one means new line. So I'm going to print the new line. So it's going to take you into a new line, okay? And there's some type of special or escape sequences that we probably gonna use and we're gonna need to use in the future. Okay, what if I have inside my string double backslashes? Okay, I have \\. So what's gonna happen? Python is gonna say, okay, the first \/ followed by another \. The first one is the escape sequence, and the following after that I'm gonna treat it. Okay, if it's n, it's gonna be a new line. If it's another \, guess what? I'm gonna print \. Just so you can see in this example over here. Okay, let me go over here and take you to PyCharm. Oh, sorry, to idle. Okay, if I say print, okay, look what's gonna happen over here. If I say, okay, \\, this one, the first one, is gonna tell me print this guy. Okay, and then I can say, for example, oh, I deleted it. I can say, for example, home, and then another \\. The first one tells me print the second one. Okay, and here users, and then \\. Okay, what is going to be the result? It's going to be only one \. The first one was telling Python to print the following one. Okay, and it's going to be very handy in some examples. For example, if I have \, if I say print, then \/ inside my print, and then sorry, here you go. Okay, what's going to happen? It's going to print actually a single quotation mark, just one, because the first one, okay, this one and this one are needed to present my text or my string. Okay, this one was telling Python print the one comes after me, which is the single one, and that's what happened here. Okay, and we saw the same thing. If I do it for double quotation mark, it's going to work the same way. If I have an N, we saw that, used it before, it's going to take you a new line. Okay, if I have a T, it's going to take you a tab. It's going to indent your code, basically. It's not going to print it right away. Okay, here's another example over here. I want to try these examples over here. You can pause the video, or you can take a look at the slides and try these examples as well. Okay, and here more exercises, and I also want you to try it with idle. One more thing before we finish this video is the raw string. What is the raw string? Python supports something called raw string. Okay, raw string, basically, if you use a raw string, you are telling Python anything between the quotation marks, treat it as is. Don't worry about it. Treat it as is. If it's double backslashes, print double backslashes. If it's a single backslash, you print single backslash. Yeah, you're telling there's no escape sequence anymore inside my string. Okay, how can I do it? All right, so as you guys can see from this example, I did not use the raw string. Okay, so what happened? The first one told Python print the second one, and that wasn't the result. If I use the same string I have in this example, but I use it as a raw string, how can I make it a raw string? Before the quotation marks, I put R. Guess what? I'm telling Python anything over here, print it as is. Okay, let's take an example. Okay, so let me give you here, if I say print, and between parentheses before the, I'm going to say this is raw string. Okay, now I can say, for example, C colon backslash backslash, just like the example, nowhere. Okay, and hit return. It's going to print the two backslashes together. And that's about it for this example and this video.